What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I kept the intro short today because I'm going to show another video. It's going to be about a minute. But welcome. It is Monday, and I have been seeing so many questions about Cardano lately, and we're going to go over Cardano price, and we're going to go over historically why so many people are looking at the price thinking, is Cardano dying out? And we're going to answer that question in full force today. And hopefully it will really shed some light on things for people, because I'm seeing this all over. I'm seeing it on Twitter. I'm seeing it everywhere. But first, I want to show you guys a little video I did. You may have seen it on Twitter. This is my video talking about my upcoming fight this month for Karate Combat. So I figured I would show this, share it, and maybe you guys will get a kick out of it if you haven't seen it yet. It's the first time I've ever shown my car on YouTube. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the Crypto Crow fighting Moon Daddy on February 23rd in Mexico City. Got started back in training after, well, ultimately it was 11 years. I mean, I hadn't fought in 11 years. And, you know, the fight that I had in Indianapolis against Cincy Psycho at the time, who was 6'6", 254, I ended that fight pretty quickly in 35 seconds. And it was a highlight for me, for sure. It was definitely a lot of fun. It was very nerve-wracking at the same time. And there were a lot of things about that experience that I didn't really like. I didn't like the idea of trying to hurt somebody for sport, quite honestly. And, you know, I thought, well, I may never do this again. But, you know, an opportunity presented itself with Karate Combat, of Notice
how you had to grab my elbow.
And Ramil Connor, who, a former NFL player, you know, good guy, but ultimately called me out and said, hey, I'd fight Crow. I'd like to fight Crow. So it's like that old Al Pacino scene where he's in the Godfather, and he says, just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. So I'm back in. And once again, I'm going to have to try and figure out how to finish somebody quickly, especially in this Mexico City air that I think people are underestimating in terms of what it can do to someone's cardio. And, you know, ultimately, this is an opportunity for me to kind of push me. You know, I've come down from, I think it was 305 or 310. I stand here right now at 265 as a heavyweight, which I never thought I would see the day. I never thought I would actually be able to reach the heavyweight weight limit. I think the lowest weight I've been in 2006, I was 270. So I am 5 pounds lighter now than I have been in probably 25 years. And so, and I have more to go. You know, I might lose another 10, 15 pounds. I don't know, maybe another 10 pounds. Moon Daddy is working himself down. He's at like 220 from 241. And so we've got a few weeks to go. I'm going to be ready, guarantee it on that. And I'm very much looking forward to it. And that's all there is to it. Thank you, Karate Combat Influencer Fight Club, for the opportunity. Thank you, Moon Daddy, Ramil Connor, for stepping up and providing me an opportunity to finish you quickly for the entertainment of all the fans and the benefit of both of us. So until next time, guys, crow your coins, and I'll see you in the pit. So that's my little video for Karate Combat coming up. That is coming up on February 23rd. You are going to be able to watch it live for free on karate.com. And I know it's going to be streaming out to like 100 million different homes across the world. It's going to be a pretty big deal. It's going to be a fun thing. Ben Armstrong is, I think, main event of the card. Myself and Moon Daddy are co-main event. You've got Crypto Daddy on the card, who I think is going to be insane to watch personally. Dreamer, the creator of DeFi Kingdoms, he's got some talent too, so you're going to want to keep an eye on him. He's not just a DeFi nerd, man. I mean, he's pretty good. There's a lot of stuff going on this card, and it's going to be pretty exciting. It's happening the night before the UFC, also in Mexico City.
So it's going to be a really interesting night, and this is probably going to be a one-time thing for me. I have, honest to God, I've been sick I've really been kind of sick for the last like 3 weeks. One thing to the next, to the next, to the next. I've had COVID. I've had pink eye. I've had so many different things happen that my training camp hasn't been that good, to be honest. I even exchanged some leg kicks with Seth with Mind Your Biz. And they were not full power leg kicks or anything. It was just kind of like a couple of guys drinking a little bit, curious. And my leg is still messed up. That was over a week ago. And I've never experienced anything like it. And I've taken leg kicks from pro fighters, 185-pound professional MMA fighters, and I was fine in a couple days. I think that whatever I've got, this cold, whatever, I'm thinking maybe it's the Manjaro. Something is making it so that my leg will not get back to normal. And it's like kind of worrying me a little bit, if I'm honest. But I can walk, I can do stuff on it. It's just when I sit in a different position, it's just weird, and it kind of feels like a slow burning sensation if my leg is in the wrong position, and it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. But yeah, so that's coming. Make sure you download the karate.com app, get your free tokens, and place your bets. It's an up only gaming system. I highly encourage you to take advantage. Those tokens really do have value, and they give you some free ones to start off with, and it's up only. You can't lose your tokens placing bets on fights. You can only win. So make sure you check that out. Karate Combat has been a very, very big supporter of myself and many other influencers in the crypto space, and just the way that they go about things is pretty solid, man. And the fights, the shows are super exciting, especially if you're there live. But if you're into combat sports and you haven't checked any out, go watch some Karate Combat events. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. A lot of celebrities in the crowds. A lot of celebrities like to go to these things. Apparently there's probably going to be quite a few at the Mexico City event as well. So, so that's that. Now we're going to dive into Cardano because there really is a lot happening, and I see the sentiment and I see the concern. I feel like there are a lot of newcomers in the Cardano space, and I feel like it's time we let people know what's actually happening, because I feel like there's just a lot of unnecessary FUD and worry. So we're going to dive into it. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Cardano back in, this is 2020. Okay. This is everything leading up to the halving. If you look here, this line represents where the halving was back in May 11th of 2020. We are currently just 73 days away from the April 17th. The block is calculated to trigger the halving in this market cycle on April 17th, 2024. So we are exactly 73 days away from that. All right. That's what this is here. We are here in the current 2024 cycle. And if you come down, look where we're at. Look at this. We've got, and this is a daily chart that we're looking at. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. We start to go up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. Okay. Now, if this market cycle were to happen exactly, which it's not, exactly like the previous one, in 9 days, within 9 days, we could see a 73.8% drop of Cardano's price from its local high, which we're not at right now anyway. Its local high in the last market cycle was around 63 cents. Okay. So don't freak out. The local high in this market cycle was 7 cents. Okay. Just to put that into perspective for you. Our local high in this market cycle is like 63 cents compared to 7 cents in the last cycle. Is Cardano fading? No, idiot. It's not fading. Relax. Sorry, I shouldn't call you an idiot. But I'm so tired of seeing this bullshit. And I call you, who I'm calling idiot? I'm calling idiot the people that know better, but they put this stuff out there intentionally to try and confuse people. Those are the idiots, not just the general layman who's getting into Cardano and just unsure. You're not an idiot. You're just new. And that's cool. We've all been new. But the people that are intentionally putting out the FUD, no, idiot, it's not fading. It's only getting significantly stronger. Now, from this local top here in this market, when we dropped almost 74% from its local peak. That drop stopped just looked like about 59 days. All right. So pre-halving, a 73% drop began 86 days before the halving. So keep this in mind. This started 86 days. We're already 73 days out. All right. So we're going to look at that. Then after this drop, okay, so when we got this local pre-halving bottom, we rose 3,000% over the course of 136 days post bottom, right? So we started the ascent here. Okay. We rose into the halving cycle, which we were basically flat for like 2 weeks before and after that halving cycle leading into the 2021 market. Okay. So from the bottom, we rose 3,000%. Okay. Which is mind melting to consider. But from this point here all the way to this point, it was around 3,000%. From there, we dropped 56%. So this is what people use for FUD, because we'll get to this point. Let's say we get to this point in this new market cycle and the price starts dropping. This is over a period of days, many days. Okay. So we can look at this and say, what was this drop like? How long did it take from here? How long did the news have and all the holders of other bags have to try and FUD Cardano? Well, they had almost 2 months. So we had this drop. We rose up 3,000%. We dropped 56% over 2 months. So what's going to happen is all of the FUDders, all of the Solana bag holders and the VCs and all of their paid ads and everything that they're going to do, they're going to put all of this stuff. Cardano's dropping day after day. Whatever shall we do? Has Cardano reached its peak? Are we done from here? What should we look at next? What project should we consider now? Okay. That's what you're going to see. And they're going to try and get your money into their bags. That's what's going to happen around this point in this current cycle. We've already seen it. It's a bunch of bogus crap. Because from what happens there is we drop 56.4% over this period of time until we got our first major pump into the first peak of the market cycle. Look at this. So when these folks are trying to fudge you out of your bags, this is what you would have missed in the last market cycle if you bought into the bullshit. A 4,176% rise to the first peak. This is just the first of 2 peaks, folks. Look at that. Boom, 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 bitty, boom, bitty, boom. And the whole time that's rising, guess what? It's preparing for the second peak. The total rise from bottom to peak of that last market cycle was almost 11,000%. Okay? Do I have your attention? Can I have your attention, please? So the question now is, what are we looking at? Crow, has Cardano been dying? Crow, is this slow? Why are things slow? Look at this. You would have said the same thing back here. Look at all this sideways activity. Very, very, very choppy. And this, folks, this all happened. All of this happened before we had smart contracts. I think we never left the Shelley era in the majority of all of this price action. This was all speculation on the technology to come. Now what's happening? Well, excuse me. Now we have an abundance. So we have our smart contracts, we have our staking, we have our DeFi, we have our NFTs, we have all kinds of use cases. We have World Mobile Token, connecting the unconnected throughout different countries in Africa and elsewhere. Okay. So, and there's so much more. There's not even time to dive into all of it. You should probably know what a lot of this stuff is that's going on. But we have it. Now, we're in the era of Voltaire. We have Hydra and Hydra in development. We have Midnight coming. We have what is assumably going to be a midnight airdrop. okay, coming at some point, but I'm not sure if that's going to even be a 2024 thing. All right. So we'll just have to wait and find out. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is where we are right now in the current market cycle. The halving, April 17th. Okay. We're going to pull this out to April 17th. And there we are. So we are 72 days from the next halving. What happened? If we were to take this, you see this little peak here? In the last market cycle, we saw something very similar. This is where we're going to measure this out. Date range, what was it? 80 something days. So if we were to start an ascent here, this is, so 83 days actually looks like a local bottom as opposed to a little top. Okay. The local top was out here at 111 days. Isn't that interesting? So not everything, just because it rhymes doesn't mean it's going to happen again, right? So, do we get a drop here? So let's look at this and say, all right, let's say the market shifted a bit and we get a 78% drop from the local peak. Well, the local peak would be back here. Okay. So, excuse me. Local peak would be back here at around 68 cents or so. So where we're at now, our local bottom, that's 33%. 78% would take us all the way. I mean, we'd be all the way down under 15 cents. Okay. We'd be at like 14 cents. Are we going to get there in this market cycle? Well, anything is possible, quite frankly. I don't necessarily see us getting there. But we could establish a new low just before the halving, and I am going to be watching for it. And if we get that, and if it does happen, guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm running to the bank. I can tell you that right now. I'm running to the bank. Because if I'm able to get in at even 25 cents, that will help me average my overall entry down significantly. And I'm going to be at the bank. I can tell you that 100%. And so, and I may very well get to the original goal that I set for myself that I have not been able to meet just yet. So yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing, like hands down, without a doubt, if it were to drop. Now, you can see where the support levels are here. And the support levels are around 45 cents. So if we were to come down, it'll be a bit of a struggle for us to get through this 45% mark. And then from there, we have even more support at around the 28 cents level. So those are two primary keystones for price action as we move into the halving, as we move closer to the halving. But you can see here from this local bottom, we went from, what was this? Our local bottom was somewhere around 16 cents. And from there, we went up 206%. Listen, folks, is Cardano waning? Is it falling off? Is it slowing down? No, it's not by any stretch of the imagination. All of the numbers in this cycle are magnitudes higher than they were in the previous cycle. Magnitudes higher. The bottom of the last market cycle was like 0.17 cents. I mean, it wasn't even 2 pennies. That was the low of Cardano's last market cycle. Our low in this market cycle is around 16 cents. Okay. And we've already had a local high of 68 cents, which the local high of the last market cycle was like 17 cents. So the numbers, the accumulation, the number of people that are just really, really blowing up Cardano and getting in and accumulating and averaging in and so forth and so on. These numbers are here, folks. There's no question. And it's really not difficult to see what's going on in Cardano. And this is at a time where we're going to continue seeing so much more innovation launching over the course of 2024. We're going to see so many more use cases. And quite frankly, I'm expecting to see a lot of the applications that have failed for one reason or another, or were hacked and fell, whatever. We're going to see a lot of these use cases, I believe, coming to Cardano in 2024. But I believe coming to Cardano in a much better way. with much better technology, much lower fees, much faster. I mean, there's so many different variables to this. So I'm about to enter a short trade right now because we just candled below the moving average after a local peak, and I am entering a short trade. I just entered a short trade on my Fair Desk trade partner. Big stuff is coming with Crow Trader. I'm expecting a new release of the bot today, 1.5.2, which is going to have some significant UI changes. We should be launching Fairdesk as a tradable exchange on the platform, which is going to be a really big deal for me because as my sponsor, it's going to give me some sponsored capital on the exchange that I'm going to be able to trade with, run the bot with, experiment with different trading strategies that I am, of course, going to be able to share with you. If you don't have Crow Trader, you can go right now and download the current version for free. It's an evaluation version in the sense that you can do everything except live trade. So you can back test, you can paper trade, experiment with AI strategies. You can go to ChatGPT if you know how to do it. I've created some videos showing it. There's a lot of YouTube content about creating PineScript 5 trading view strategies on ChatGPT with a lot of examples as well. And you'll be able to download those and throw those into TradingView, connect the bot to TradingView, and Crow Trader will trade through utilization of webhooks. It'll trade your TradingView signals, and it's a big deal. This is something I've wanted for years. Okay, years in my bot, because the opportunities are absolutely endless in terms of what you're able to create using AI. Or if you're a PineScript programmer, you can create. There's so many on YouTube. MoonDev is a really cool guy. Now I think he stepped away from PineScript 5 and more just directly into Python and creating his own actual bots. But there are different folks online that create a lot of different PineScript 5 strategies that you can use in the bot. So that's a really big deal. It literally makes the number of possibilities absolutely endless for Crow Trader. I'm super jacked. I'm expecting to see 1.5.2 drop sometime today, if not this evening. And you can rest assured I will be spending my evening experimenting with trading strategies, back testing, and paper trading. So I've got some really cool content to show you guys, but I'm not going to bother showing you until it's profitable. When it's profitable, you're going to know. I'm going to be first to share it with you. So listen, folks, is Cardano waning? No, it's not waning. It's more powerful now than it ever has been before, with a hell of a lot more coming. So until next time, guys, crow your coins, and I'll see you again soon. And hopefully you see me on the karate.com app as you're placing your bets for this fight on the 23rd. I'll see you guys soon.